What is up, guys? It is me, Jello, the Casual Card Gamer, and welcome back to the channel. As you could probably tell from the name of the video, today we're doing something a little different. If you guys listen to my podcast with JC Theater Yu-Gi-Oh! In the Yugi Know, you guys will know that I have a foundation in a different card game, and that card game is called Cardfight. And the mechanics of the game are a lot simpler, I would say, compared to modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! And it is the game that I played from 2011 or 2012 all the way up until 2018 when I moved back to Canada from the Philippines. To those of you who don't know what the game is, it is a trading card game as well, also from Japan, and I found that it is more accessible and a lot more popular in Asia, which is why it had a much bigger market there, and which is why I played that over Yu-Gi-Oh! Among some other reasons, but I'm not going to get too much into it. Anyway, today we are opening up this package that I got recently from actually my old local back in the Philippines, Honors Ground Card Shop. You might have heard of them from eBay if you do any kind of, if you look for any Cardfight Vanguard stuff. They do a lot of transactions there. And recently, I believe it was last month now, they came out, Bushy Road, the company that owns Cardfight Vanguard, came out with a special set. And I'm going to get to it real quick because I actually forgot what the set is called. Here we go. So this is the box. I'm gonna okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna show what's happening. So this is the box. It came all the way from the Philippines, and it came in less than a week actually. So I'm really surprised with how fast this thing came, considering I only ordered it with I only asked for regular shipping. This is probably not going to become a normal part of the channel unless you guys want it, but even then it will be a lot less frequent than, of course, Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is the main thing of this channel. Partially due to, actually the reason why I had to get this from the Philippines is because of availability issues. This actually came out last month, I believe the beginning of October, and it sold out, I believe, through pre-sales in every place that I could find it. It's really hard to find it where I live specifically, but even in places like Toronto, this set sold out really quickly, and the community here for it isn't as big as Yu-Gi-Oh! So it is a little more difficult to sort of make content, especially, as you guys know, I mostly do product opening, and it's a lot harder to do product opening if it's harder to find product in general. So yeah, my local, actually, where I get most of my Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff, doesn't sell Vanguard, so that's another problem. So I'd have to get everything shipped, and on top of everything that I already do get shipped, it is really, it's a hassle, and shipping fees are insane. So yeah, please excuse my rambling while I get this thing open. Probably going to skip this entire opening bit until I get into the actual package. So finally got through the package. There's still some bubble wrap on it, but the bubble wrap should be a lot easier to get through than the actual box. So yeah, here we go. So this set is a special set based around a very classic archetype called the Blaster archetype. It is the what they call the avatar of the original main character. So this is what the set looks like. It's a very cute box, and this is everything that it comes with. So there's a deck, there are sleeves for the deck, and a deck box. So the I I haven't seen them in a while, so I can't really attest to how the Japanese version of this thing is. But when this was first released, I was talking to my friends back in the Philippines, and I was wondering whether or not this was actually going to come out the same way that it did in English as it did in the Japanese counterpart, or from this point on, I'll just call it the OCG. But yeah, my friend told me right away that this is going to come with the exact same content. So this is really, really cool. It's also kind of expensive. Altogether, I paid a pretty hefty sum, which I'm going to put up right here, or wherever it is. But yeah, so this I think went for retail around 80 bucks. But because of me having to get it from another country, the price went up a bit. But here it is. This is actually a beautiful deck box. And here is Blaster Blade, the avatar. And then we have Majesty, Lord Blaster, and Blaster Dark. If you guys aren't familiar, you can go watch the anime. It's actually a pretty cool story. I don't really want to go over it right now, but this is actually a magnetic box. And here we go. So just plastic filler. And here are the sleeves. So one thing I have to stress a lot, and one of the biggest differences that I've seen and experienced between Vanguard and Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the attention to, not peripherals, but accessories. Vanguard does a very good job at getting sleeves of units out. And this is where I kind of got the idea for doing the Pixel Hero project, because it's so cool to see these sleeves in full art on a sleeve. You know, in Vanguard events, you're able to double sleeve, so you would have an oversleeve over this just to keep these safe. But these are really, really nice, and they have an entire catalog. And I used to have so many of these back when I was playing competitively. But yeah, so these are the Majesty Lord Blaster sleeves. I'm not going to count how many there are. It should say on the box, actually. It doesn't. Oh, there we go. So it comes with 70 sleeves. I just can't read. But yeah, these are really, really nice. So there we go. And again, the deck box, the interior is so nice. It's this, it's kind of like feltish leather kind of thing. And then the outside is actual leather. The printing is the printing on mine's kind of wonky. I don't know if that's a thing for all of them, but it's still really cool to see this kind of branding on it. So yeah, definitely going to be using this for something, if not keeping this deck. So here are the cards of the deck. Here's the deck, basically. So for those of you who are not familiar with Vanguard, they actually had there was actually a complete reboot of the game. So back when I started playing, all of the cards were free, not free, they were available to use, to play, and there was no set rotation. So just like Yu-Gi-Oh, as more cards came out, older cards came back and sort of had a renaissance of sorts. But a couple of years ago, the entire game was rebooted to add in what we call imaginary gifts. So there are factions and builds in this game called clans. So this one in particular is Royal Paladin, and this is probably the most beginner-friendly of decks. It's kind of yeah, the most known as well because of the archetype head, and that is being Blaster Blade. And this is in the anime the fusion of Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark. As you can see here, they kind of mirror each other because their stories intertwine. So this is this is beautiful. So as you can see here, the art is amazing. It covers the entire page, and then even the text box. On the normal version, the text box is sort of like a watermark, but here it just shows you Majesty Lord Blaster's beautiful legs. And the way that this game goes is you have a deck of 50 cards, no less and no more. And 16 of those cards are what we call triggers. And these are your trigger units. So as long as they have the yellow at the bottom, they are considered trigger units. And each one does different things depending on when you get them. And the way that this game works in terms of progression is you start at grade 0. As you can see, every unit has a grade. And you start at grade 0, and every turn you can proceed to do what we call a ride. So a ride is going from your current grade to the next grade. And you can do that once per turn unless you have cards that let you keep going. And so we go to grade 2, grade 3, and there are grade 4s in this deck. Originally, grade 4s were very gimmicky. And then a mechanic called Stride came out, which sort of revolutionized grade 4s altogether and was a new summoning mechanic or new ride mechanic, and that was called striding. But anyway, the way that this game works in its most simple form is you slap your opponent until they get 6 damage and you win the game. And of course the other way around, if they slap you till you hit 6 damage, you win the game. They win the game. And yeah, that's the entire game really. So all of these are foils. I believe that not every card, but every card that's pivotal to this deck has a foil card. Has a foil version in this deck. As you can see here, each one of these copies of Majesty Lord Blaster are textured. So I'm feeling it right now. It actually feels really, really nice. Vanguard has always been really good about doing these things to their cards. And these are, I would say, the equivalent of ultimate rares in Yu-Gi-Oh! Just because of their, just because of the texture. Actually, I have my Black Luster Soldier deck here. So here is, here's Black Luster Soldier, Super Soldier. I'm going to take it out of the sleeve a little bit just to show you the comparisons. There we go. So you can see the texturing in both cards, and that's really nice. And actually, Vanguard cards are the same format size as Yu-Gi-Oh! They are both Japanese sized. So yeah, so we have 4 copies of Majesty Lord Blaster. Yeah, and one more thing, play sets in Yu-Gi-Oh! In Vanguard are 4 as opposed to 3 in Yu-Gi-Oh! Then of course we have Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark. And Majesty Lord Blaster requires both of these in your soul, which is something that I'm not going to really go over in this video because I just wanted to open up and show you guys some Vanguard love because it is a foundation of mine, even though I am playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Now. If you guys do want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh! If you want to see more Vanguard content, let me know down in the comments. If you never want to see this game again, let me know as well so I know what you guys want to see. But anyway, I'm just going to go through this completely. So we have Blaster Blade, Blaster Dark. Now, one thing that I want to point out is the way that they handle problem-solving text. So in terms of timing, in terms of how many times you can do it, Vanguard does a very, very good job in showing you when you can activate it and how many times you can activate it. So auto happens as soon as the condition is met. So when placed. So there are 2 types of circles that you need to worry about in this case. That is your Vanguard circle and your Rearguard circle. So exactly when it is placed, that is when you can activate the ability and the only time that you can activate the ability. And then act is when this is already on the field. You can do it as many times as you want, depending on the restrictions of the ability. So for example, act. If your opponent has no rear guard, discard a card from your hand. But that's not really important. So it shows that this has to be your main unit, and you can only do it once per turn. Because if you could do this, that would be broken. Like as many times as you want, that could be broken. Next, we have Star Call Trumpeter. Very beautiful. Originally this was a support card to the blasters as well, so it's really nice to see her getting printed again. And also Wingull Brave. This used to actually be a grade 0, and it was the starting Vanguard of this deck. And then orders. So orders is something that came into play after I stopped playing Vanguard. So I don't have as much information for you guys in terms of this, but I do have a friend who is catching me up to speed, and it is really, really helpful. So that's really nice. Next we have Galatine. It's Knight of Silence Galatine. As you can see, he has no abilities here, just a flavor text, and this is what we call vanillas. These are the equivalent to our just normal monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh. They're just there, and yeah, they just attack. So here's an alternate art of Blaster Blade, and an alternate art of Blaster Dark. So if you haven't noticed already, Vanguard is very, very generous when it comes to giving alternate arts, and choose what you will. These arts look so good. I cannot say anything bad about them. And then we also have three normal copies of Star Called Trumpeter, 1, 2, 3 more copies of Wingull Brave. So we have Cloud Lancer Morris. I've never actually seen this card, so let me read this real quick. So when this is placed on your rear guard, you can put up to 1 grade 2 from your drop zone. So your drop zone is your graveyard, by the way. And then put it in, so it's just a power. It's just a beater. And then this, I believe, is a searcher. This is a Knight of the Harp Tristan. And then we also have Pluck Enchanter. So it's Blaster Blade support. And then this is our starting Vanguard, Bartgull. And you can tell that it is supposed to be a starter because 1, it is a grade 0, 2, it is not a trigger, and 3, it has the ability when rode upon. So this ability used to be shortened down to Forerunner, but things have changed since I was playing, since I was a boy. So yeah, that is it for that. And then we have our triggers. So our triggers all do different things depending on, again, what type of trigger they are. I'm not going to go into it unless you guys want me to in another video. Let me know down in the comments. If you guys already know, then you know, it's fine. But anyway, we have a set of Flogels. We have a set of Future Night Lews. We have a set of Isolts. These are what we call Sentinels or Perfect Guards. They completely block an attack, which is amazing. So yes, 4 of those and 4 heal triggers. So, and that is yeah, that is it, guys, for this video. I was only planning to make this about 10 minutes, but because of the box being really difficult and me rambling on a little more than I should have, it went on a lot longer than it should have. So if you guys want to see more Vanguard content, I'm probably not going to do a lot of product openings. Like I said, it is really hard to find product for this. I do have decks lying around there. Some of them are outdated, so I can't really do anything about that. But if you guys want to see more content like this, if you guys want me to look at other card games as well, I'm always down to do that. One of the reasons why I called the channel Casual Card Gamer is because I wanted to try other card games. So I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you guys are still here. I hope you guys like and subscribe. Leave your comments and suggestions for future and current content down below in the comment sections. Don't forget to tell your friends, ring that notification bell so that you are always updated on the going-ons of the channel. We are trying to hit 500 subs before the end of the year, guys. That was one of the goals that I set for myself when I was at about 100, and we've come a really long way. We're actually almost there. And other than that, guys, if you guys are looking for any singles, Yu-Gi-Oh, Vanguard, Magic the Gathering, or whatever, you can use my TCG player affiliate link down in the description. If you guys are looking for playmats, I do draw designs that I have up for sale on Inked Gaming. You can always go and check out my page there using the link down in the description. And yeah, more things to come in December. I'm really hyped for December. Like I said in the last video, there are more things coming to the channel. You guys are finally getting gameplay on the channel, and I'm super excited, and I hope that you guys are too. And that is it from me. I'm really tired. It's past midnight, and I have work tomorrow morning, so take care.